Hi, and welcome to another coffee break with formation. So today, if it wasn't obvious from the title of this video, I want to talk about asking questions. And before I get into it, let's first talk about why this is important. And there's two specific reasons I want to mention. And the first is, if you're interested in becoming an engineer, which you might be if you're watching this video, I think that all engineering starts with curiosity. And I have another video focusing on this particular topic that I'll link to in the description. But to summarize just one of the key points, I think that only by being curious are you likely to end up learning the things you need to learn to become a great engineer. And whenever I say this to people, common reactions are that they think that they are already curious, or frustration because it's a trait that they don't really have control over. So why bother, right? And that second point is just not true. I have a very firm belief that curiosity is a habit and that it can be trained and it can be practiced. So going back to curiosity, the second reason it's important is that it is actually one of the best ways to build rapport with an interviewer. If at the end of every interview, when you have time to ask questions, you can do more than just go through a list of kind of the standard questions, like what is your favorite part about working here, et cetera. And you can totally ask those too. But you will do so much better if you can get genuinely curious about something that your interviewer has built or has, unique expertise in. And, people love to talk about themselves, and they love to talk about things that they're proud of, or, really problems that they really struggled through and now have, really cool learnings from. And if you're genuinely curious about what they have to say, you will just bond with them in a totally different way. So today I have a very specific new tip for how to practice curiosity. And this is a super practical tip. And the goal of this specific tip is really to decrease your iteration cycle for practice so that you can increase the amount of practice that you can do quickly. One common way that people will practice this is by talking to real people and practicing asking real questions, which you should absolutely do. That cannot be replaced, and that is a necessary form of practice. But if you're on your own and you want to practice more quickly, this is the tip for the day. And it's such a simple tip that I'm almost embarrassed to share it. But basically, the idea is for you to pull up someone's LinkedIn profile and just read through their work history, and then just start forming questions. At first, you might struggle to get your questions flowing. But if you keep practicing, you'll get to a point where you are just overflowing with questions, to the point that during an interview, you'll actually have to prioritize which ones you actually want to ask. And that's kind of the position that you want to be in when you're heading into your interviews. So that's it for today. Curiosity makes you a better engineer and also a better interviewer. And practice by coming up with questions while browsing profiles on LinkedIn. And I'll see you at the next coffee break with formation.